Hi friends. Bonsai is an art form that has been developed and refined over many centuries. It's not just a horticultural technique, but a reflection of our relationship with nature. Now, it is also an extremely popular subject for gardeners who just want to have fun by creating miniature trees. This means there are lots of different ways to make bonsai, and it asks all about what you like best. There is no right way to do it. However, in recent years, I've noticed more and more bonsai being made with the use of growth stimulants. In other words, stimulants that speed up growth. In this video, we will all take a look at why some people choose to use them and what happens when we overdo it. We'll also see how they compare to trees that are grown without these stimulants. But first, I want to quickly tell you about two types of bonsai: traditional bonsai and artistic bonsai. Traditional bonsai is about patience, harmony, and longevity. And artistic bonsai is about speed, appearance, and commercialization. Not one is better than the other. They're just different. Think of it like traditional Japanese bonsai versus modern American bonsai. You can call them whatever you want, but they're just different philosophies with different goals. Artistic bonsai is a style that focuses on getting big results fast. It's a bit like fast food, quick and easy, but not always the healthiest choice. Traditional bonsai is like home-cooked food. It takes longer, but it's more natural and balanced. There are three main tools used in artistic bonsai. These are wire, fertilizer, and growth stimulants. These tools allow us to control the tree and make it look the way we want. But if we use them too much, we lose the natural beauty of the tree. It's kind of like trying to force a square peg in a round hole. It just doesn't fit. The three most common growth stimulants are potassium nitrate, calcium carbide, and honey. Potassium nitrate is a salt that contains nitrogen. Nitrogen is great for leafy growth, but it also makes the leaves soft and weak. It's a bit like spinach. Does it do any harm? Not really, but too much of it and you'll be feeling pretty tired. Calcium carbide is a very strong stimulant which causes rapid growth. It's a bit like protein powder. Too much of it and your body will suffer. Bonsai grown with calcium carbide tend to have thinner branches and weaker wood. It's a bit like fast food. It's quick and easy, but not always the healthiest choice. Finally, we have honey. Honey is a natural stimulant made by bees from flower nectar. It's a bit like vitamins, stimulates growth, and adds extra nutrients. Like protein powder, though, too much of it and your body will suffer. Now let's take a closer look at what happens when we overuse these stimulants. First, let's look at potassium nitrate. When we use potassium nitrate, we get lush green growth, but the leaves are soft and weak. If we use too much, the leaves become so weak that they break off easily. This creates bare branches, which is not what we want. Next, let's look at calcium carbide. When we use calcium carbide, we get thick new growth, but the branches are thin and weak. If we use too much, the branches become so weak that they snap off. So again, we end up with bare branches. Finally, let's look at honey. When we use honey, we get dark green, almost black leaves. The tree looks healthy and vigorous. But if we use too much, the leaves become scorched and turn brown. So you can see that if we overdo it with any of these stimulants, we end up with bare branches. And this is not what we want. It's okay to use these stimulants occasionally, but if we use them all the time, we lose the natural beauty of the tree. When we grow bonsai, we want to create a miniature tree with a thick trunk and strong branches. This gives the tree stability and allows it to live for a long time. However, when we use growth stimulants, we get thinner branches and weaker wood. This makes the tree unstable and it won't last as long. In addition, when we use growth stimulants, we lose the natural shape of the tree. Bonsai is about working with nature, not against it. By using growth stimulants, we try to force the tree to grow the way we want, but in the process, we lose the natural beauty of the tree. You might think that using growth stimulants is cheating, but it's not. It's just a different way of growing bonsai. Some people like the look of trees grown with stimulants, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong way to grow bonsai. It's all about personal preference. However, there are some problems with using growth stimulants. First, they can damage the tree. As we saw earlier, if we use too much of any of these stimulants, the tree will suffer. Second, they can make the tree dependent on them. Just like people can become addicted to drugs, trees can become addicted to growth stimulants. This means that if you stop using the stimulants, the growth will stop. This can cause the tree to deback or even die. Third, they can kill other plants. Most of these stimulants are salts. Salts are good for trees, but they're not good for the soil. They kill the beneficial microbes in the soil, and this kills off other plants. Most importantly, they don't teach you how to grow bonsai. You can't just buy a bottle of growth stimulant and expect to grow a nice bonsai. You need to learn how to prune, shape, and train the tree. Growth stimulants are just a shortcut which can help you get a nice-looking tree faster. But if you want a healthy, long-lived tree, you need to learn how to grow bonsai the traditional way. If you don't believe me, just take a look at some of the oldest bonsai in the world. They weren't grown with the help of growth stimulants. They were grown with patience and care. So, what do you think? Is it okay to use growth stimulants when making bonsai? I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Before we go, I'd like to share something with you. I've been growing bonsai for many years, and I've tried all sorts of techniques. I've used growth stimulants, but I've also grown trees the traditional way. And I have to say that the trees grown the traditional way are the ones that I am most proud of. They're the trees that I love the most. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.